name is Mr. Wilkins. I am professor of low brass here at UTSA. How you doing? Nice to see you. This is a little bit of a number that I call, how you doing? Nice to see you. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. We're going to talk trombone today. So, here's what happens. First, I will pull out my trombone and introduce you to Odin. Odin is a custom-made bass trombone built for me by the Edwards Instrument Company out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Now, in Trombone 101, we want to make sure that we understand the nature of the instrument, how it works, why it works, and how you can be a better trombonist, aka bonehead. So, let's pull out the gear and make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. Scott, you getting this on video?
Yes.
Very good. I want you to say yes so that way people can hear your voice and know it's not a floating camera. Okay. So, this is Odin. Odin is a bass trombone, but he is a hybrid, and that means he's got some special things to him. I have a dual bore slide, which gives me a little bit bigger sound. I also have an extra bit of tubing up here, which helps me to play lower. Ooh, lower. Can you say lower, kids? I do, you can. Okay. So, now, with a trombone, you have components. These are parts of the horn that you have to have in order to make it a trombone. You have to have a slide. This slide has two parts, an outer slide and an inner slide. Then you have the bell section. The bell section has a tuning slide on it and these braces that hold the bell in place. This particular horn also has two triggers or Thayer valves that help me to change the key of the instrument so I can go lower and I don't have to move the slide out as far. Then you have from there on the bell these tuning slides. These help me to play the horn in tune. And certainly last but not least, in order to make sure that you can get a sound through the horn, you have to have a mouthpiece. This is my mouthpiece. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Now, with all that said, we put everything together, and then we go ahead and we produce sound from the horn. How do you produce sound from a trombone? Well, you can hit it a few times. That's one way to do it. You can maybe throw it in the air and watch it drop to the ground. I won't do that with this. That would be bad. Say it with me now. That would be bad. Good. Now, what we do is, we set our lips in the shape of an M, as if you were saying, okay. Corners firm, chin flat, center remains flexible, and you get your lips to vibrate by blowing air through the lips, like so. So, if you can do that and then put it on a mouthpiece, and remember this rhyme because this will help you. The faster you blow, the higher you go. The slower you blow, the lower you go. So, if you blow the air faster and get the lips to vibrate, then your pitch or your lips vibration will be faster and therefore your pitch will be higher. Whereas, when you blow the air slowly, still setting the embouchure correctly, get your lips to vibrate slowly, the pitch comes down. Now, we do that, we put that on the horn, and we can produce sound. Now, once we produce sound, we need to make sure that we know how to move the slide and where to move the slide in order to make the sound now become music. So what we do is we find and know where the positions are on the slide. A trombone slide has 7 positions. All the way in is considered first position. Second position would be out here. Third position would be just about even where the part of the slide brace or hand brace is even with the bell. Fourth position would be a little bit further out where the end of the slide is just a little bit past the bell. Fifth position puts you out even further. From here, if you're looking at it from my reach, I'm still keeping my elbow bent. Sixth position, I would keep my elbow a little bit more straight, but still keep a bend over here at the knuckles of the fingers and the wrist. Seventh position, I would extend out the knuckles further to get the stretch that I need to be able to reach all the way out here and play the horn. Now, I will demonstrate some notes for you, and I will show you how the positions work. We in trombone land are particularly fond of the fact that we can do what's known as a gliss and make it sound smooth and even. A gliss is where you start with one note and then you move the slide outward where that note and the pitch just drops downward. So, you at times may have heard at one point or another on television with a commercial, or maybe even in a cartoon, this kind of effect. That's kind of cool. But we have to make sure that in the process of getting those kind of sounds, we need to know where we're starting with the slide and where we're going to finish. So, make sure that you know your positions. What I just played for you is known as a chromatic scale. It is made up of 12 notes. You have many different scales that you can play in music, and you need to make sure that you know them so that way you can get on the trombone and play them. Here's a major scale. I just played your chromatic scale, and then there's so many others that you need to know, like minor scales, augmented, diminished. All these things make up music. And if you know your scales, then you can play music. And then there's all sorts of really neat things you can do as well, like sing and play at the same time and such, which will help you to be able to get even more of an effect or actual musical intent from the instrument. Now, there is Basic Trombone 101 that gets you into Intermediate Trombone 101. I hope this helps you to realize that the trombone is a really cool instrument and that you can be really cool if you play trombone. Of course, you can be really cool if you don't play trombone, but let's not pass that on to anybody, because you should really think about playing trombone so that way you can be really cool. And now, a really cool song for those who want to play trombone. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you in Trombone Land.